On this Christmas Eve, we're reminded of what this holiday season is all about, spreading cheer, joy, and Christians celebrating the birth of the Prince of Peace, Jesus Christ. But we are experiencing anything but peace throughout the world. In the Middle East, the battle between Israel and Hamas terrorists, it rages on. Ukraine continues to fight for its sovereignty against Russian forces. And here at home, the invasion at the southern border continues with record after record of illegals pouring in. According to the Washington Examiner, 13 million illegals now reside in our nation. That number higher than the population of 12 states combined. Even more frightening than that statistic right there, the fact that our president, Joe Biden, is aiding and abetting the largest invasion in recorded history. Yet who are Democrats trying to remove from the presidential ballot altogether, claiming he's a threat to democracy? But of course, President Trump. The swamp creatures so deathly afraid of Trump that they have literally rewritten history. On Tuesday, the Colorado Supreme Court ruled that Trump is disqualified from the presidency due to the January 6th riot, citing the Constitution's Civil War-era insurrection clause. The court's majority wrote, quote, "We conclude that because President Trump is disqualified from holding the office of president under Section 3, it would be a wrongful act under the election code for the secretary to list President Trump as a candidate on the presidential primary ballot. Therefore, the secretary may not list President Trump's name on the 2024 presidential primary ballot, nor may she count any write-in votes cast for him." And now another 25 states have announced lawsuits challenging Trump's candidacy. Here's the problem with that. Trump has never been charged with an insurrection, nor has he ever been convicted of supporting one either. And of course, despite what the left-wing media tries to tell you, we know that this is how Trump ended his speech on that now infamous day.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. And do you also remember this next video from that same day? Well, here's a little snippet of it.
You have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this.
You probably don't even remember that clip because social media took it down within a few minutes. I mean, why would they take down Trump telling everyone to go home and respect law and order? I'll tell you why. To continue perpetuating the narrative that Trump is an evil insurrectionist who tried to overthrow the government with grandmas armed with nothing more than their giant iced coffees. To the Democrat dismay, Trump continues to lead Joe Biden on almost every issue and in most polls as well. Think about this. Joe could have used this moment of the Colorado court decision to finally step up and do the right thing. Proclaim before the whole world that we are a democracy, right? And that only the voters should decide who the next president should be. Instead, Joe Biden, clearly knowing he can't beat Trump on merit alone, said this instead.
Is Trump an insurrectionist, sir?
Well, I think certainly it's self-evident. You saw it all. Now, whether the 14th Amendment applies, I'll let the court make that decision. But he certainly supported an insurrection. And no question about it. None. Zero.
No question about it. I mean, think if this was a legitimate decision by the Colorado court, why did the Democrats, Colorado, why did they wait 3 years to kick him off the ballot? Why wait until Trump dominated in the polls, especially in a head-to-head with Biden? It's because all of their tactics against Trump, they're not working. The baseless indictments, the lawsuits. The American people who love this country, see all of this for what it is. Political persecution, election interference at the highest level. In an effort to fight back against Joe and his cohorts, 3 Republican lawmakers from Arizona, Georgia, and Pennsylvania have now announced their plan to remove Joe Biden from their state ballots. In part, they wrote, Democrats' insane justification to remove Trump can just as easily be applied to Joe Biden for his insurrection at the southern border and his alleged corrupt family business dealings with China. I mean, you know what? They do have a point. If this were based on principle alone, Biden should be booted off the ballot faster than a White House official blaming a MAGA Republican for everything wrong in this world. But sadly, life isn't fair. But that doesn't mean we should ever abandon the pursuit for good. And that's what all of these battles overseas and the ones here at home are ultimately about. Good versus evil, right versus wrong. I know what side I'm on. I know what side all of you are on too. So tomorrow, on Christmas, Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, the light of the world. So when feeling disheartened about where we are as a society, we must remain hopeful, especially during this holiday season. As St. Francis of Assisi once famously said, all the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle.